Most of us prefer to believe that we are well informed. We watch the news, read detailed studies, and even grasp strange acronyms like OECD, ICC, and IMF. Even the most astute among us sometimes forget that the information we consume is filtered. Our newspapers, magazines, and news websites all enjoy a good story, which includes portraying world leaders as characters in a continuous drama titled "Try to make the news as simple as possible." If you look on any respected website, you're bound to come across articles like this. Angela Merkel is a liberal hero. You've most likely heard of Angela Merkel. Merkel, Germany's chancellor since 2005, is both the EU's most powerful politician and a beacon for liberals. The Guardian and the Washington Post have dubbed her the leader of the free world. On the other hand, right-wing websites such as Breitbart have dismissed her as a liberal hero. This picture is supported by the only two policies she has that most English speakers can recall: support for the EU and welcoming Syrian migrants. However, as our German readers are already aware, this is not the entire Merkel tale. The world's most powerful woman is actually more like a conservative like Britain's Theresa May than any Democrat. Merkel is the leader of an avowedly Christian party, which has policy implications. She has supported a burqa ban, voted against homosexual marriage legalization, and, ironically, wrote a manifesto claiming that mass immigration would threaten Germany's inner peace. She is arguably even more fiscally conservative. And after nearly losing an election by courting left-wing supporters, she's likely to shift even further to the right. Justin Trudeau is a progressive's dream. Justin Trudeau, the leader of America's cooler, colder northern twin, is the global poster boy for male progressives. He's a telegenic feminist who has declared Canada open to the world's refugees. Even if he had to backtrack on the refugee issue, he's still about as woke as they come, right? Trudeau, to be sure, is no President Trump. But it's also true that he's not quite as progressive as endless adoring articles make him out to be. Despite his lofty rhetoric on gender equality and equality, the Prime Minister has done almost little to advance his own progressive causes. Oxfam published a scorecard for Canada's gender development under Trudeau earlier this year. Nothing had changed, they reasoned. While deliberately increasing concerns affecting First Nations women, the government had made absolutely no steps to effect genuine change. Trudeau appointed more women to high office than his predecessor, which was the only meaningful improvement. Despite this, Trudeau is still regarded as a strange cross between a gorgeous Jesus and a progressive Superman. Perhaps other foreign leaders should contact his public relations team. Saudi Arabia's leaders are women-hating Islamists. When asked to list one fact about Saudi Arabia, most people will undoubtedly say women can't drive there. Theocratic Islamic petro-kingdoms are commonly thought to be so religiously orthodox that basic human rights do not exist. Everyone is familiar with the feared religious police, the way dress standards are enforced, and the general limitations on what Saudi women can do. What they may not have realized is that their information is rather out of date. After King Salman named his son, Mohammed bin Salman, as crown prince in June 2017, the kingdom abruptly reversed many of its more bizarre policies. With Mohammed bin Salman effectively governing the country, women now have the freedom to drive, attend music concerts, which are a major deal in Saudi Arabia, and visit sports stadiums. The religious police have been deposed of their authority. Islamic clerics have been imprisoned. While it may be a cynical gambit to shore up the crown prince's popular support, it does imply that Saudi Arabia is gradually becoming a less horrible country. Vladimir Putin is a tactical genius. Vladimir Putin, Russia's barrel-chested, usually naked strongman, has a special place in the Western imagination. He's the boogeyman, Machiavellian ruler manipulating the world's stage. He may be an awful genius, but he is still a genius. This reputation does not fare well in the face of reality. Most of chess master Putin's recent moves make him look more like a drunken puppy than a sly fox. Putin's most recent geopolitical bets have all failed miserably. The annexation of Crimea led in a wave of sanctions against Russia, as well as a highly costly water crisis in Crimea. While intervention in Syria has kept Assad in power, it has also resulted in terrorist attacks on Russia and the assassination of a Russian diplomat. And Russian involvement in the US election has resulted in a president who surrounds himself with Russia hawks. Putin's Russia is now isolated on the global stage as a direct result of his actions. His Eurasian Union has been a pipe dream since the invasion of Ukraine. Putin isn't a complete moron, but he's also not the geopolitical Hannibal Lecter of popular conception. Kim Jong-un has an iron grip on power. In 2 dramatic weeks in November 2017, Zimbabwe tyrant Robert Mugabe's iron grip loosened and eventually crumbled. The abrupt end of the long-serving authoritarian's reign should have given dictators everywhere pause for thinking, perhaps none more so than Kim Jong-un of North Korea. Kim is a merciless operator while being presented as little funny in the West. His casual harshness has given the impression that he is strong-willed enough to last forever. But as Mugabe's demise shown, nothing lasts forever. And there is already evidence that Kim's hold on power is less than most of us believe. Thae Dong-ho is one of the most senior North Korean defectors in history, having escaped the country in 2016. In January 2017, he delivered an intriguing speech in which he predicted Kim's days were numbered. According to Thae, as technology allows North Koreans to glimpse what life is like outside their hermit state, criticism of the regime is growing. Simultaneously, Kim's brutal purges are causing him to lose favor among the elite. Kim may be clutching on for dear life, far from being immovable. Let's hope a North Korean spring ultimately removes this fat dictator from power.